What's up, Team Talk fam? It's your host, Deshaun B, here with.
Your boy DJ Daddy in the building.
Your boy B Shaw.
Your girl KC.
Thank you all for tuning into our show. We have a lot of interesting topics lined up. Now that manifestation is becoming more mainstream and popular, many people are now expressing their interest in manifesting, but they're unsure of how to actually accomplish it. So we're going to be discussing a few different practices that will help you along the way. KC, what are your thoughts on vision boards?
Vision boards. Vision boards are really cool. I used to make a lot of vision boards when I was younger. I feel like they really help you envision what you want because you can put it into words. You could actually sit there, close your eyes, dream what you want, but be able to actually get creative with your hands and make something and bring that vision in your head to life. Allows you to think that like your dreams, what you're envisioning, is actually not that hard to accomplish. It actually makes it easier and allows you to work harder.
And in your opinion, do you feel like there is a right or wrong type of vision board?
No, vision boards can be anything. It can be, something about a career, something about school, relationships, yourself. Again, it's just something that you envision that you want for yourself.
Okay. And
Vision board.
just on the topic of envisioning, what are two things you would put on your vision board?
Two things are very important to me. So two things very important to me is school. School is very important to me. So accomplishing, getting that college degree, and being successful. And that can be in anything. I mean, buying a house, buying a car, just something that knows I've made it, knowing that I've become successful. So I think those are something I put on my vision boards.
Okay. And how about you, DJ Day? What are two things that you'll put on your vision board?
Just to be consistent and just continue to grow in the business, of music or whatever I want to, do. And I want to also give back. I want to build a school in one of my old communities, so I just have, really big goals. So I feel like, if people don't call you crazy, then you're not dreaming big enough, so at the end of the day. So yeah, so I really want to give back, to people and kind of, affect other people's lives, before I leave this earth. So yeah, that's, just one of my goals and plans to do for sure.
And speaking of the school that you want to build, do you have a date in mind that you feel like is very realistic where we can see this beautiful school that you plan on building? And where would it be located, if you don't mind me asking?
It might be in Las Vegas, actually. I just really want, just to do that and be able to give the kids, free education, so they can, be able to get free scholarships to go to college and stuff like that. LeBron also has done the same exact thing. I'm kind of inspired by, him doing that. And I think that will really help because, kids are the future, at the end of the day, we're the future now, but the kid, the younger generation, even below us, I have little brothers and sisters. So it's like, I just want to, the best for their generation. Whatever I can do to, impact that, then I definitely, will, for sure. Because at the end of the day, we're looked at as role models regardless, whether we like it or not. Once you're grinding and you're getting to a certain level, you're automatically looked at as a role model. So, you might as well use that in a positive advantage. I feel like, why not?
Okay. And B Shaw, when it comes to vision boards, do you feel like there's a dream too big that can't be accomplished when you're speaking on a vision board?
No, never. There is no dream ever in this world too big. It may sound crazy to others and it may even sound crazy to yourself. But as long as you're willing to do the work that you need to get to that dream, then nothing is too big. You can literally become the president of the United States. Like you could do what somebody has never done before, even bigger than the president. There is nothing too big as long as you're willing to do the work to get there.
Yes. And how can a vision board help you manifest your goals?
I haven't had too many experiences with the vision board. I mean, I've done one in like middle school, but it sounds very interesting, and I'm willing to look it up and get more information about it. But it can help you really, like I said earlier in the last segment, just map out your goals and find out what do I need to do to get here and how am I going to do it.
Definitely. And even help you with a vision board, all you need is either a piece of, now I wouldn't even say a piece of paper, like a little stick cardboard box or go into the arts and crafts store. Some people do it with magazines. I've started to utilize online illustrations. It's a whole lot easier. You can just make yourself a photo grid. It's whatever you want. I don't have that much experience in making them either because I like to be very creative. But if it don't look right to me, I'm like, this is like an ugly vision board. But I'm like, I have to stop, get out the habit of looking for perfection and just put in my I feel like the idea of a vision board is just for you to put your thoughts on paper for you can actually see what you want. And then once you can see it, then you can envision it. Then you can go out there and get it because you know exactly what you want and you know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, I feel like if you remind yourself every day where you want to be, then eventually, like, you know, it's gonna help you. It's gonna cause you to be consistent for number one, you know, because you keep on reminding yourself, you know, something good. You know, like I say, your mind is a magnet. You know, so if you think of something positive each and every day, then you're gonna gravitate towards that. You know, and those people are gonna gravitate towards you, and you're gonna become a magnet towards those kind of blessings. You know, so that's just
Yeah.
how, you know, the game kind of works. You know, in my perspective.
Yes, and even when it comes to having those negative thoughts, it's like to have a negative thought, you have to have made that your focus because you get more positive thoughts than negative thoughts. So if you get a negative thought and you keep building and expanding on it, it's like you're blocking all of that positive energy that the universe is trying to give you because you're so worried about something that was 3 days ago.
Yeah, I
And
feel like for every one negative thought that you think, you should think three positive ones right after, you know, just to kind of change the whole mindset.
if you
That's a
don't
good thing to do.
if you don't like the channel of your life, switch it. That's really what it is. And that's really how you manifest. If you don't like your circumstances, change it. And it's like each day you're flipping the channel, you're flipping the page. And the next thing you know, it's almost like you're drawing out an illustration of what you want. But at the very end, you achieved it.
Yeah, and I feel like the bad times are definitely better than the good times because, you know, when you're going through the bad times, it teaches you, you know, how to, you know, be or how to, you know, be and deal with different kind of situations during the good times. You know, it gives you character, you know, it gives you strength for number one. And, you know, I feel like it teaches you a lot, you know,
It does.
personally.
And KC, do you think journaling is a great way to cope during tough times?
Yeah, I do. I actually journal. I personally journal a lot. It's one of my coping mechanisms. I get in my head sometimes. Like, again, those negative thoughts creep in. So I just kind of write down what I'm feeling and kind of allow myself to see how I was. I usually go back and read them. So I see how I was feeling that day, and then I kind of set goals, you know, to try to change that. And then I write another journal entry and I compare them. Okay, I was feeling this way this day, and I was feeling this way this day, and I compare what did I do differently. And whatever I did differently to make me feel better, make me feel positive, more on the positive side, I continued that in my routine throughout the day. So it allows you to kind of see the steps you go through. That's what I feel like journaling helps to kind of see your steps you go through the day, what you countered, what you saw, what triggers you, you know, what makes you upset, what makes you happy, you know. But actually writing that down and seeing that allows you to feel better and kind of map out what's going on.
I do agree because I feel like when you journal, you put more thought into what really happened. You actually write down details than you just telling a story to somebody. I find myself always leaving out stuff because you keep telling the same story. And I'm like, all right, I'm tired of telling the story. But when
It
you
helps
write
you
it,
remember things.
it's like you really expand on your day. Like when I first started to write, I didn't know I could write 3 pages on what I did, and I felt like I ain't do nothing. But like, okay, I guess I did something today. Even knowing exactly when to journal and how consistent you have to be. Be sure. In what ways would you feel like journaling can help you really grow out your ideas? Because I know some people like to journal for manifestation, and some people actually like to journal and write down their steps on what is it that they're trying to accomplish, and they're utilizing that as a roadmap.
You know, I feel like journaling is really important because it could be anything. Like you said, they could be manifesting their ideas, their goals, or you could just write how your day was. Did it go good? Did it go bad? What happened today? But as soon as it seems like a hard task at first, but once you put your pencil on the paper and actually start writing, more ideas will come and you just start flowing. And one page turns into 3 pages, then 3 pages might turn to 5. So you can keep going. And not only is it good for like growing your ideas out, but it's also cool to look back on in the future. Like, how was I feeling when I was 16, 17? You could really look back on it. And it's entertaining, low key.
That's
Yes.
true. That's facts for real. Real talk. I
And when
like
I
that.
started recording myself talking, I got tired of writing because I feel like all right, this is too much. I feel like I would be more open with myself if I could just sit there and talk. If
Mm-hmm.
you talk to yourself, I feel like that is the most therapeutic thing because your body knows what really is on your mind and nobody else would know and won't nobody else tell you what you need to hear but you. But I feel like you just have to allow yourself to open up and really just record those off the wall conversations you have with yourself. I feel like if you're able to share that with the world, you'll be helping so many people because that's a skill that a lot of people never ever thought to really kind of go.
That's why I'm sorry to cut you out. That's why I feel like, most musicians do too. Like, it's kind of therapeutic when they're making music and
Yeah,
stuff, because, they just basically talk about their life and, their life stories and stuff like that, so it's kind of, it's like a mental therapeutic thing, at the end of the day.
and even speaking,
I like
they,
that.
I interviewed a
Okay.
saying like when they do music, they're talking to them, like their audience is them, and I thought that was just so crazy because it's like if your audience is you, how do you have this many people behind you to know that you were your only audience? Like
This
my
They
talk
say
to
storytelling is the most powerful thing on this universe, because when you tell a story, then people could relate, so certain people could relate to certain stories and certain situations. That's how you gravitate towards that fan base and that audience, so
definitely.
yeah.
And moving on to meditation, B Shaw, have you ever heard of meditating and the benefits of that?
Yes, of course. Whenever I'm researching anything for me to be more successful or me to help better my goals, I always come across meditating. So that just tells me right there, all the successful people are doing it. So if I really want to get better, obviously I got to start doing it. I've tried it and I've kind of dipped my feet in the water, but I feel like I got a lot more to learn about it and I can definitely go more in depth with it. So yeah.
And what do you feel like you need to learn more about it? Is it just learning how to get past all that chatter? Because I know when I meditate, it's so much noise. It's so hard for me to ignore all of this noise. I feel like that's what makes it so hard. Like you're so
That means,
focused
that means
with
you're
the
not really in tune with it. You got to
yeah,
stay focused. It's all about, it's your time with you. You got to just cut everything else off and just focus on nothing. Just hear yourself.
Exactly.
You got to hear your own thoughts, just
I
be
feel you though,
conscious of
Deshaun.
yourself. Yeah.
okay.
That be
And these
happening to me too.
like give us some tips on how to properly meditate so we can make sure we doing it right.
That's
I
what I'm
always,
saying.
I always, I'm a young man, so I'm always growing and stuff. So I always like, and especially because I always been in sports, I always like to stretch and all that kind of stuff. So, I'm always into that kind of yoga sort of stuff. I don't know why, I just always have been, and so I feel like that's how you kind of meditate. Just by just relieving stress and just
Yes.
stretching and just letting yourself loose, be free, for a minute and just escaping the world and just feeling yourself,
And I also learned with meditating, you have to acknowledge your whole body before you even start. And that is something I don't ever really do. Like when I get up in the morning, I notice that I don't ever just sit there and play with my fingers, play with every limb on my body. But with the days that I do that, I feel like you're just so much more energized because you took the time to acknowledge your body. So I feel like that is something that kind of plays on the way we be feeling when we get up out of bed. Like you should really be asking yourself, like, did I acknowledge my body? If the answer is no, that might be the reason why your body is real draggy and sluggish in the morning. Because just taking the 10 minutes to say thank your body for waking up will really do the trick.
Yeah, every player is different though. I always been like, I always love to be active and like to exercise and stuff like that. Just off of playing sports my whole life, like football and basketball and stuff like that. So I just always like to be active and I like to work out. So in the morning, I'll try to work out or go for walks or stuff like that. Just to get my body going and just to relieve stress, stay focused. Just it gets you gets your mind clear so you can focus on a certain thing, and once you get to that thing, you got to set another goal, so you can accomplish that, just you continue on, get to the next level. That's what I feel like, I'm trying to do personally is just get to the next level, whatever that is, so.
Yes, and hey, and I will say though, when it comes to trying to get to the next level, don't be in a hurry to hurry up and get to the next level. Because then when you get to the next level, what you gonna do when it happens? What's your next step? A
To
lot
get
of
to the next level after that, it's a game. I feel like, it's what do you do in a video game? You try to beat the game, right?
yeah, then
You
and once
know,
you not even fun no more. I can't even go back and play the game.
That's when you dead. That's what I'm talking about. I just feel like personally, I'm sacrificing my life just to build generational wealth. Once I build generational wealth, I can care less, what happens to me. I'm just gonna enjoy my life at that point because I accomplished what I'm set for. That's when I'll be giving back. Doing stuff like that. Because I accomplished what I wanted in my life, which is build generational wealth, so my kids could profit off of my sacrifices that I lived through in my
Okay.
life. So,
And
I don't even
Casey,
have kids. Yeah.
and what, Casey?
I wanted to comment on that about the reaching to the next level. So I just wanted it to be known that like that level that you guys are talking about, that's a personal level. Because I feel like when people think about like, oh, I gotta get to the next level, it's kind of like they put themselves into competition with others. Like I have to beat her, I have to beat him to get to that level. That next level, that level that you're dreaming, that you see, is not really a competition. It's level for yourself. So I just want like people listening right now, don't beat yourself up trying to be perfect or trying to be the best at that level. Go to that level because you want to. Go to that level because it's a level that you see and it's a level that you want to accomplish.
Yeah,
Not what she wants to do, not because it's what he wants to do. It's what you want to do. You made that level. You made it to something that you want to accomplish. It's your goal. So I feel like a lot of people, when they think that, like, oh, I gotta finish this, I gotta do that, they put themselves in competition. Competition can sometimes be hard, bad players, good players, and it allows people to feel negative and kind of get subconscious about themselves.
I feel like the competition though is always you versus you. Like it's always you versus you every day. Like I say, you just want to be better than today than you were yesterday. That's just you competing against yourself. To be the best version of yourself. It's never a competition. You want to be better than somebody else because you can't compare your chapter 1 to somebody else's chapter 20. The game just don't work like that. It's like you say, it's all personal level. So,
And I definitely would say that social media is the reason why people are always competition, because even though we don't know what chapter people are on, if you see that this person got everything that you want, you're going to be like them.
Mm-hmm.
And when other people who are trying to be like them come on your team, it's like, do I want to help you? Do I want to help you get to where I'm trying to go? Or do I want to kind of push you off to the side and kind of throw you curveballs? And I feel like that's what really it is when it comes down to people want to be them versus them. Because I feel like in reality, you can't get nowhere alone. And I feel like that's why it's really not you versus you, it's you versus the world. And once you realize
yeah,
the world,
I also feel like when the universe blesses you, though, it's your job, to give other people the game, so they can, get to the next level as well. Once you continually grow, because that's just how the universe works. That's how you get more blessings once you put other people on, teach them the game. And if you don't do that, then you're not gonna receive all the amount of blessings that you're capable of receiving because you're not playing the game right at the end of the day.
messing up the whole game if you're not giving back. The
But
will
I'm here to change the game personally. I'm not here to play it, so it's a difference, it's all about, how you want to do it.
And B Shaw, I see you over there nodding your head. So you got any thoughts to add to it?
I mean, I just agree with all that. Like, it's all about the cycle. And if you're the one to stop the cycle and not pass on with your blessings to others, then you're not going to receive those blessings. And people that you want to receive those blessings might not receive it either because you weren't willing to pass it on. So whenever I see someone younger than me or any just younger that's trying to come up, I always try to tell them the best advice I could tell them and what not to do and what to do so they can come up with me as well.
That's why some people are blessed with $1 billion, some people are blessed with $1 million, some people are blessed with 100,000. It's all about what kind of blessing you're going to receive off of what kind of blessing you give out to the universe. It's all manifestation. It comes back to you. What you put out comes back to you. Good karma, bad karma. You got to take the good with the bad and just make greatness with it. At the end of the day,
you get what you put into it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Very true.
You got to make greatness with that. That is definitely a mic dropper. And we want to thank everybody for tuning into the Teen Talk discussion today. Be sure to follow us on Instagram, Vegas 881. And also check us out at teentalkvegas.com. Keep it locked for more